Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Bulldog Hockey. You're joined by Associate Head Coach Zack Cisek. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Before we get talking about this past weekend, just talk about how excited you've been to be here at Ferris State and be a part of Coach Riley's staff.
Yeah, no, my wife and I have loved it a bunch so far. We knew really right from the first talk that I had with Coach Riley early in the, I guess, late spring, early summer, that this is the place that we wanted to be. So we are very, very grateful for the opportunity, and now that we've been able to be here for a bit and really just get to engage with the guys and see what they're all about in the community, I had high expectations, and and they've lived up to them for sure.
Of course, I know you've been very familiar with Ferris State, being at Lake Superior, at Miami, and certainly have faced Ferris State here in the past on the opposite side.
Yeah, this was, I think before this was 7 straight years of coming here for whether it was conference games or non-conference games. Played here in college too, so it was, I've been to this place quite a bit, so it's definitely nice to be on this side of it though.
Of course, as we go to the highlights of this past weekend, started conference play, CCHA play at Michigan Tech, and been a challenging schedule here early in the year against some very good opponents.
Yeah, and I think that's we've been, I guess, excited for that too. We've played a couple of really good teams so far, and I think that's going to help us in the long run. And it definitely shows us, one, that we can compete, but two, that there's a lot of things we need to get better at.
Of course, here at Michigan Tech, strong first period, and we'll see you guys eventually get the first goal here in this opening period, and off to a good start here in a tough place to play.
You know what? I thought both Friday and Saturday, I think we had excellent starts. The power play on Friday there, Coach DiMartino did a really good job prepping this week for the power play. I think as a staff, we loved both of our starts, Friday and Saturday. I think we were ready to go right from the hop.
I know here in the second period, Michigan Tech, obviously a big period here, and some plays you'd like to have back.
Absolutely. I think some of them were certainly were self-induced, and then the other, Michigan Tech, they're doing a great job. They've got some really good players. They've got some young, talented players that we gave a little bit too much time and too much space, and they were able to make us pay a couple times, especially in a short time span, which obviously doesn't help.
Of course, I know Bulldogs, a lot of new guys here on the roster in terms of some transfers coming in, and guys still trying to kind of find their role here in the system.
Yeah, I think that's the same with everyone in college hockey. I think that's whether it's transfers or freshmen, that's the era of college hockey that we're in. So it's going to be the same thing every year. So it's on us as coaches, on the guys, just to make sure we're all on the same page. And I definitely don't think the results show how close that the guys are right now.
Of course, tough setback there on Friday night. Maybe talk about how the guys responded coming back on Saturday night to face Michigan Tech again.
Again, I really liked our Saturday start as well. We really liked our Friday start. Obviously, the middle segment there wasn't good enough, and we weren't really able to get any momentum after that. Where I thought on Saturday, I thought we had a really good first period, and the result didn't show. We were down 2-0 after the first. But we still felt like we had a good first period, and then a couple goals go in earlier in the second period, and then as a staff, we loved our response. We make it 4-1, we make it 4-2. We have a 5-on-3 there at the end of the second period, right after we score the second goal, and we feel like if we get one there, it's a really different game. But we definitely had more to like in our Saturday game than we did our Friday game.
Of course, both of these games, you look at the final numbers, and you guys actually outshot Michigan Tech here in both contests.
Yeah, again, I think we've got to bear down now on some of those chances, especially in the scoring areas. You only get so many of them, and it's just so important that you have good cracks at the net. Their goalie had some nice saves, but we just think those are things that we can control, and we've got to be better in those areas right now.
Of course, after they jump ahead 4-0 here in the second period, you guys came back, got a couple big goals to get right back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think again, good on our bench. The energy on the bench, I thought was we thought was really good. This goal here was kind of a mixed power play unit, and good for Max Hidegaki. Max had an injury to start the year. He's been kind of in and out of the lineup to start the season, and he goes in and has 2 points and sets up, really 2 great plays on that first power play goal. The puck's kind of bouncing in the air. Then this one here, just really good second and third effort. Then a really creative creative play there through his legs to set Josh there up for a goal.
Of course, 4-2 the final, and just the opening weekend of CCHA play. A lot of games left to go here in the conference race.
Yeah, and I think there's this is going to be like every weekend. I think that's going to be really close games. There's certainly going to be momentum shifts and things like that. But we're really excited about the depth of the league this year, and we just think the conference is going to be really good.
Of course, this weekend back at home and hosting Lindenwood here in a non-league series, and going to be nice to play at home after playing so many games here early on the road.
Yeah, we just haven't been home very much, so we're definitely excited to to get back in front of the fans, and excited to play a really good Lindenwood team. We've obviously been able to watch a lot of their film. Just like us, they've played a very competitive schedule to start the year as well, and they're very much. We think their coaching staff does a really good job. And they're a very high octane offensive team. So we're going to have to be ready to go this weekend for sure.
What's the leadership kind of been like in the locker room from the guys with the transition here to a new coaching staff and a lot of new faces?
Yeah, I think that's been it's been great. It's been starting with Gavin Best, our captain. The guys have just accepted whatever maybe some new things that we've brought hockey wise, whatever it might be. But they've been great so far. You can tell that just in the resilience of the way they play. I think if you were to come over and watch practice, I think our practices have a lot of energy. I know as a staff, we're just very fortunate for, one, the returning players embracing us, showing us how to be good Bulldogs, and then for whether transfers, whatever it might be, believing in us in the recruiting process to come here and make a difference.
How important has been the support of the administration, the community support here, welcoming a new staff and the new guys to the team?
It's been great. I love how close that the whole athletic department is. We get to do a lot together, whether it's I call it team building things within the coaching staffs, or just going out for dinners a couple nights that they've hosted it. We've been able, obviously, every day we see a couple new coaches just peeking their head in for our practice, which we really appreciate. And then it's been good for us that we've been able to go over to soccer. We've got to do a couple charity things as well in the building. So it's been great so far.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time, and best of luck as you guys host Lindenwood coming up on Friday and Saturday nights.
Great. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
That'll do it for Ferris Sports Update. A reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Don't miss a special event coming up on Wednesday, November 5th. Former Detroit Lions kicker Jason Hansen will be on the Ferris State campus at Williams Auditorium at 7 p.m. This has been Ferris Sports Update. Thanks for tuning in.